What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 90s First show. It's good to be back, man. Jelly, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. It's been a crazy month for me so far.
You and
but I'm
me
doing
both,
good.
man. You and me both, dude. It's been quite insane. The amount of delays we've had to do, unfortunately. So our
But
apologies.
but you sold a house,
Yeah, I did.
right?
Yeah, I mean, all of it is usually worth it. So, everybody listening, thank you for your patience with us getting this episode out. It's really been a busy time for both Jelly and I. Jelly went through a bunch of family stuff. I've been going through a bunch of other things with selling a house and family stuff as well. So, thank you so much for your patience and your forgiveness,
Grace,
I would say.
your grace
Grace.
in this,
Yes.
yes.
Grace and, yeah. Your gracedness, is that what you said?
Your grace in this, grace in this.
Yeah,
I will
so
enunciate,
Jelly, you got anything to add to that?
bro. Just my wife is doing good. There was the family emergency, but she wasn't doing too hot for a minute, and she has had a pretty great recovery actually. So we're good here. Yeah, it's been nice. We're just kind of figuring out the new normal and all of this, and that's it. That's all I gotta add. Thanks for sticking around with us.
Yes.
We definitely appreciate our listeners for holding out. We've been doing some content, but not the normal TV show and movie content like we started with.
Yeah, a little inside baseball. We always get somebody to record with us for the 90s First Take, our video game debate show. And that usually takes place on Sundays, and it's just a little easier to kind of map that out. And then we've designated the weekdays. For Jelly and I to record these, but to be honest, I think this episode would have been recorded if I didn't have showings upon showings upon showings trying to sell my house.
Dude,
really,
only like 5 a week.
like,
Sometimes multiple showings a day.
Yeah, just so much. And so yeah, once again, thank you for your patience. But let's get started. Jelly, why don't we start off? Why don't we start off first with what we have been doing? Why don't we do that, and then we'll get into the topic of the show. Jelly, what have you been doing? What you been up to in just the broader spectrum of not family stuff?
I mean, yeah, like I said, it's been a lot of family stuff. Actually, I took a little over 2 weeks off to handle all that. So figuring out the new normal, what it looks like to kind of raise 2 kids, help the wife a little bit more than I had been, and then now that I'm back at work, what that means with working full time, raising 2 kids, helping the wife out more. She's moved on to full time work too, and she's back at work. So 2 full-time schedules with 2 kids, opposite schedules, so we're not paying for childcare. It's insane. My life is insane, but we're figuring it out. So that is my life. That is what I've been up to. That's all I kind of do now. I get to play video games late at night after work, and so that's my me time. Apart from this right now, when we get to record.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you and I talk every day. We're business partners in this, but more importantly, we're best friends. And so I know everything that you went through, and it's listeners, I kid you not, there were so many reasons why we didn't record. Like we legit had to push it off. And so
but we're back now.
But we're back. Yeah. So Jelly, would you like to know what I've been up to, or do you just want to skip that? I mean, I don't care.
Dude, I can tell them what you've been up to. You've been cleaning your house 10 times a day. You've been cleaning your house every single day of the week, 10 times a day, because you have 2 kids as well. And you have to make sure that it's clean at a moment's notice, because your realtor could call and be like, hey, someone wants to see it. And then you have to not only clean your house, but then you have to leave your house. Yes, you can't even stay in your own home. You have to leave your house for hours at a time. With 2 kids, one of them, 10-month-old now? Pretty
11.
dang young.
11 months. Yeah, dude.
I'm a bad
Dude,
friend.
21 more days and he's a full year. Like this, it's insane.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Ooh.
Other than that, I've just been playing video games. I stream twitch.tv/stayathome gamer if you want to.
You stream? I didn't
yeah,
even know
I
that.
stream,
Man,
bro. Yeah.
bad friend here.
The worst. Yeah, so I stream over there, and I've been playing. I recently did like just kind of like a reinvention of the channel, and so going a little bit more into a specific direction, and so been really enjoying that. I've been playing a game called Drake Hollow, which is a small indie game, like a settlement building game, action adventure settlement building game, which is it's been really fun. And also been playing Outer Worlds, the Outer Worlds RPG by Obsidian, and man, that game is just phenomenal. The voice acting, the scenery, the graphics, the gunplay, the story so far, it's really been amazing. And then
so you're
Jelly,
not endorsing it at all. So that's what I'm hearing.
No, actually, don't play it. Don't play it at all. But man, all I have been binging and like just my mind,
Do you want me to say it first? I can say it if you want.
What?
Among Us.
Yes, dude, Among Us, man. It's so fun, man. It's just I've only played
It's where the
once.
world's at right now.
I've only played once, and I've been watching all content and everything about it, and yeah, it's just been a blast. Played it once, playing tonight as of this recording, and where can you find that?
Among Us?
Yeah, where am I playing that?
At twitch.tv/stay-at-home-gamer.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to join in the fun, not tonight because you're hearing this after we've recorded, but next time, twitch.tv/stay-at-home-gamer.
Yes.
And the link will be in there. You can play on mobile for free or on Steam PC
for $5. Yep. So
mobile.
Yeah.
Come on now. It's free.
Yeah, so Among Us is fun. If you guys listening don't know about this crazy game that just kind of came out of the scene, it's a social deduction game, and basically there is two imposters who have the ability to knock off the rest of the group that's playing, but the group that aren't imposters, they have to complete tasks and then in turn figure out who the imposters are. So it's
for you other people who don't understand that, it's Mafia. They just turned it into a video game.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just a ton of fun having a group of 10 people play. It's just been a phenomenal time. So yeah, really looking forward to continuing diving into that a little bit more. Jelly, my wife got involved in a book like subscription plan. You pay like $12 or $15 a month, and you get to choose a book, and they send it to you.
Is that called Audible?
No. It's like a physical book. It's like a physical book.
Gotcha.
That they send you. So that's pretty cool. So I told my wife I'm kind of in the middle of several books right now, so we can share that in a later time, because you can get a book a month and then knock it out and for a while, and so that's gonna be cool for my reading stuff. And yeah, otherwise I've just been watching stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Ghosts. Yeah. We've been up to things, is what we're saying, people.
Yes.
And Andy Weir, The Martian, if you wanna read what we're reading.
I'm not reading The Martian.
Bro, I thought we agreed. I'm learning things right now, live with you guys. My friend who said we were going to read a book together has abandoned me in that. I'm hurt. Well, let's move on to the topic then, I guess.
Bro, we
put up a poll of our wives' choices. Yep, I'm just going right over you on this one, Mike.
Okay, all right,
and they each put a choice forward. Mike, what was your wife's choice?
Beverly Hills 90210 was her choice.
Probably a fantastic show.
Yeah,
I
I
never
mean, my
watched it.
wife only chooses fantastic shows, so.
My wife chose Walker, Texas Ranger. And we're
Yes.
talking about Walker, Texas Ranger because,
Yeah.
let's be fair, if we didn't choose it, we would have gotten roundhouse in the face.
I mean, potentially.
There was only one
yeah.
option.
Chuck Norris
I'm
could
not
have
looking
found
for a
us.
Chuck Norris, roundhouse in the face. That's all I'm saying.
In the YouTube video, I should just like bring a fist out of somewhere, just like. Oh man. But yeah, so we're talking about Walker, Texas Ranger. If you're listening to the show, look out for the next poll. We're gonna have a wife takeover again for our movies. So my wife's gonna pick a movie, and Jelly's wife is gonna pick a movie, and then they're gonna go head to head in a Twitter and Instagram poll. So go ahead and follow us on the 90s First, both on our Instagram and Twitter. And we do have a Discord down below as well, the show notes. So if you want to join and continue conversations there on all the 90s media that we love, then go ahead and join. But Jelly, let's get things started and let's chat about Walker, Texas Ranger. Jelly, I'll be honest, I don't have much nostalgia lane for this myself as we move into that segment because
Don't worry, I've got
I really
enough
didn't.
for both of us.
Good. I really didn't grow up watching the show at all. It was on every once in a while, but for the most part, my consumption in the 90s were the cartoons and the family-focused sitcoms, but mostly like older shows from like the 60s and 70s, from what my dad would watch all the time. So Jelly, hit us with some nostalgia lane of your own.
All right. I'm going to multitask here. Bear with me. So this show was on probably every single day at the cabin in Tahoe. We had a cabin. Mm-hmm. And my granny loved Walker, Texas Ranger. Something about Cordell Walker tickled her fancy. So it was on every day. As long as it was on up there. And then I would look forward to watching it, after school and any other time because I thought it was so cool. The fact of a police officer, a Texas Ranger, kind of going beyond the law to do what's right morally, even though he's breaking the code, the law, quote unquote. But he's doing what is morally right in the situation. The show opener is him doing just that. Just segue real quick. He's driving across borders from America to Mexico.
Yeah.
To get these thug robbers who have broken the law, and he's gonna enact justice.
Yeah.
And in doing so, he literally beats the poop out of them in a bar, knocks them all unconscious, ties them up, throws them in the bed of his truck, and draws over the absolute weakest border freaking patrol that I've ever seen. One dude manning a little hut in the middle of a desert. But yeah, it was just so cool. And then, I mean, the fight scenes, they were corny as heck, but when you're young, you don't notice the corniness. You just see, the awesome fight. Chuck Norris freaking roundhousing people in the face, or these epic karate fight scenes, and it was great. I mean, I don't remember a day where I didn't watch an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger.
Really? That's insane. Yeah, it's just never really a show that was on my radar as a kid. But obviously, you're not wrong. It definitely has a lot of aspects to it that can draw a child in. I mean, all the fights, like Chuck Norris is basically a ninja. I mean, let's be real here.
He is.
Exactly. And so just him in this show being the main character and being basically a outside of the law police officer, basically. It's a good lawman. Yes, within the law. But regardless, this is a good what was I going to say? This is a good show on paper, conceptually. Like, it works. Jelly, are you done with nostalgia lane? Because I would like to get into the nitty gritty of this show.
Let's jump into it, but in just 1 minute, we're going to cover one more thing.
Okay.
Chuck Norris, 10th degree black belt. 9th degree black belt, 2 8th degree black belts, a 5th degree black belt, a 3rd degree black belt, all in different martial arts. The dude is a ninja.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
he's fought Bruce Lee before. I mean,
Chung Kuk Do, 9th degree black belt. Tang Soo Do, 8th degree black belt. Taekwondo, 8th degree black belt. Kyokushin Budokai, 5th degree black belt in karate, 3rd degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and a black belt in judo.
which is interesting. Why, like, I mean, a Texas Ranger doesn't need all those black belts, right? But they used his popularity. They used his ninja skills,
sure
basically.
Cordell Walker was a ninja, but Chuck Norris sure is. Cordell may have been just really good at fighting for other reasons.
Yeah.
Wasn't all the MMA training.
But yeah, I mean, Chuck Norris has he has the talk to back his walk. That's for sure. He's got the walk, he has the belts. Talk. Yes, both. Like, I mean, he does push-ups and the earth goes down. So
that's what I've heard.
I know. So
and I'm not going to argue it.
No, because once again, just I'm not feeling a roundhouse kick to the face today. So. But Jelly, let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's talk about our All That chat, where we dive deep into the first episode of Walker, Texas Ranger. Jelly, let's hit with some a little idea of what the show is. Walker and his partner Trivet are Texas Rangers. They make it their business to battle crime in Dallas and all around the great state of Texas. Is it not Trivet?
I mean, are you pronouncing it like Cordell Walker? Because if you are, you sure got it right on that one. Trivet.
Oh, Trivet. Okay, good. Trivet.
But the joke of the whole first episode is that Cordell refuses to say it properly. Trivet.
Cordell Walker, as aforementioned, it was played by Chuck Norris. Clarence Gilliard Jr. played James Trivet. Cherie J. Wilson plays Alex Cahill. Noble Willingham played C.D. Parker, and so on and so forth. You have Floyd Red Crow Westerman as Uncle Ray Firewalker, who's a pretty integral part of this series. But yeah, you have a pretty good cast of characters that ultimately they mesh well together, right, Jelly?
Yeah, I think the kind of the point of this episode is to figure out how they work well together. You've got I don't remember his name, but the Chuck Norris, Cordell and Trivet are learning because Cordell Walker, Texas Rangers partner was killed. I'm gonna leave out the Cordell. That's nonsense. So Walker's partner killed. They got to find a new one. They bring in, this football star, kind of a nobody, in the form of Trivet, and then they're figuring out how they work as partners. Are they going to work as partners? And I think this first episode specifically was about that. That's my thought. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's more. I mean, like
the sentence did not seem to be finished. I'm sorry.
The rest of it's all relationally. Alex is kind of his girlfriend-ish thing.
Ish. Yeah.
CD
not yet,
owns
I
the
would
bar
say.
and
Yeah.
was a retired ranger. You've got Uncle. What was his uncle's name? The dude who raised him.
Uncle.
I'm blanking on it.
Let's see here.
And I didn't put him.
Uncle Ray Firewalker.
That's right, Ray. Uncle Ray raised him. They've got a big old ranch.
I mean, so basically, let's kind of get into that a little bit. Cordell Walker, his parents passed away when he was kind of a kid, an adolescent, so to speak, and Uncle Ray Firewalker took him in. And so basically raised him, kind of taught him his way of life. And despite Cordell being a Texas Ranger and, him having his own thought process, his own things that he wants to accomplish, he still is kind of grounded in his uncle's way of life. And, it was that of a Native American, and just like
incorporates it into his belief system.
Exactly. So his overall belief system was, based solely pretty much on his uncle there, and which is actually a really cool aspect. I really like Ray's character in this particular episode, just as kind of like a voice of reason, so to speak, in most of his scenes, which, I mean, every show needs.
He's the character who has wisdom. He's, and typically older. Him and CD's kind of like the Ranger wisdom, and then Uncle Ray takes the moral compass kind of character. He's the moral compass for the show. Good, what's good and bad. Kind of follow what I've taught you. Follow your instincts, but you know what's right and what's wrong.
Exactly. So Jelly, we're honestly not going to spend too much time on the episode itself. I think it was pretty straightforward.
Just like they all are. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to start the first one. Everyone listening, honestly, I wouldn't. To be real with you.
Yeah. To be real, like, and Jelly, why is that?
It was unbelievably long. I didn't realize how long it was, in fact, but it was a movie. They made a TV movie. It was an hour and a half.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's basically 2 episodes of a normal episode, and the reason it was too long is because not just because of the time, obviously, right, Jelly, but you actually have so many storylines going on in this going on in this episode, which is basically
kind of a film.
Yeah. You have so many storylines, that I'm watching kind of play out, and a couple of them could have been done in 1 to 2 scenes, but they're kind of like dragged out to make this hour and a half. Yeah. I mean, let's see. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. Let's start off with this. The best scene in the whole movie, or in the whole episode. Jeez, I keep saying that. Jelly, in my opinion, is
in the movie-sode.
Yes,
the best scene in this movie-sode is
when Chuck Norris's fellow Texas Ranger gets gunned down by the bank robbers.
It's a depressing best scene. Okay, keep going. Let's see where this goes.
No. The next scene, I feel like they had to add that, like, quote unquote, that Chuck Norris moment where do you remember the scene? He figures out that his friend is dead, and they do this pan of the camera up to his face, like right here, and he's just like so Chuck Norris. He's like, I'm PO'd.
He's mad. He's got the stoic, I'm going to get revenge kind of thing. Giving me the vibes of, they're going to die. Or suffer a long time in jail.
Yeah, it's going to be an episode. But to Jelly, can you just kind of lay out all of the story threads that we kind of have here in this one episode, just to share with our listeners how packed this thing is unnecessarily.
Yeah. So real quick, I'm going to read through my bullet point notes for everyone listening. Opens up with a bank robbery. Right? Boom. Then flash. Totally different. Truck flying down a back road. What's this truck doing? Pulling up to get the bank robbers. Guess what? That's one storyline done in 5 minutes. Gets bank robbers, pulls them back over the thing, and that's done. Why was it in there? We don't know. Moving on. Returns bad guys to the U.S. side. They face justice. Now we meet CD, the retired ranger and bar owner. Retired ranger
owns a bar. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we get this. That's another storyline. Who is CD and what does he mean to Walker? Moving on. New bank robbery. Because, bank robberies, they happen all the time. Partner shot and killed. We meet the blind bandit. I coined that phrase. I don't know if that's what they call them. Then for some reason, Flash 2, we're at Walker's house, and there's some circus performers. And this girl was raped, accosted, sexually assaulted by these random people that we kind of meet at one point in time.
Yeah, so you
two
there
more storylines
you have the two right there you kind of have the two main-ish storylines where you have the bank robbery and then the circus. The circus. I would say the bank robbery is definitely the main one, but the circus is like that side there. That is throughout pretty much the full episode.
And well, the biggest one comes in next, and that's when we meet Trevette. Now this is right after that we get the circus intro and the girl who's sexually assaulted. We get Cordell's talk with her about how his mom was raped and killed, and his dad was murdered on top of it, raised by Uncle Ray, and then boom, Trevette, Flash again. I mean, this all happens super quick over the longest show you've ever seen, which is amazing. You wouldn't think it's possible. But now James Trevette, Jimmy Trevette. Now we're looking for a ball maker. There's a ball maker, which takes up a huge portion of this episode. The robbery crew is looking for a ball maker, which is its own story thread.
Yes,
because that takes up a half an hour.
And
easily.
he makes bombs out of ashtrays that are shaped like
flies.
A fly. It's like, what are you doing, bro?
I'm definitely gonna keep
that. Just side note. That was one of the funniest things. Is like Chuck Norris, Cordell Walker gets a gift, and this gift is this huge freaking ashtray fly thing.
It's giant, and it's like the size of an Xbox.
It is giant, and like, how does he know that it's a bomb? I'm not gonna lie. If somebody is calling and then Cordell, is asked to get on the phone, and then he says, "Hi, this is Cordell," and then it gets hung up. Like, how do you put two and two together?
Because he's so amazing. He's such a good Texas Ranger that his intuition said this horsefly ashtray is absolutely an explosive device.
Bomb. Because somebody hung up on me.
Dude, the part that people listening, please go and watch the scene where he throws it towards the receptionist's desk and somehow no one gets hurt. He throws it across the room to right where the door is coming into his office, and she's just outside of it.
There is conveniently nobody in there.
Except for him and the other guy. Hey, this package came for you, Cordell.
Oh, man. And he survives. That was a funny scene. I laughed out loud watching that. I was like, how does he just infer that is a bomb? Like, it's just... It's like Batman trying to get some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
We're missing a integral part of the plot right now, because before that explosion, but after they find the horseshoe ball maker, they somehow squeeze in. They catch the circus rapists, and they get thrown in jail or something.
Yes. He doesn't just catch them. He just doesn't catch them. He annihilates them.
Yeah, another fight scene.
Chuck Norris, it was as if he force choked somebody and just like lifted him up and just threw him down. Like, Chuck Norris just absolutely destroyed these three. Like, I wouldn't say competent because they're just dumb boys, but I would say capable. They were capable of fighting.
They looked more than capable. They were pretty big.
Yeah, exactly.
They should have at least, had a chance. They didn't have a chance because it's Cordell Walker.
No, but yeah, that's what they kind of made to be played as one of the bigger like stories of this episode is over in an instant. It really is. Like, and there's only a couple scenes that kind of really tie into it. There's like the scene where the family of the circus is being brought to Cordell's house to be safe. Yeah. And then literally like the next scene after that, it's like, oh, Chuck Norris is gonna punch some dudes. That's basically it with that story.
And then they'll be prosecuted, and then it's over.
Yeah,
and they don't touch on it again.
Yeah,
not one time.
No.
And then it's
Not
done.
one time.
They move on then to after they catch him, and justice has been whatever.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the bank robbing, because that's the big one. Another key thing is, like, they're making out this bank robber, the blind bandit, to be this ultra strong, powerful karate master. He's gonna be, they make it look like he's gonna be able to take on Walker. When they get to that point, embarrassing.
Which is at the very end. This is the last.
Absolutely embarrassing how fast he went down. The
Super, like, dude, like, he's running and Cordell, like, chases him, and he's like, I've been waiting for this moment my entire life, or something like that.
He basically just looks at him, and the dude gives up.
Yeah, exactly.
What the frick?
And that if we're talking just the main storyline, like, even that could have been cut down. Like, there's I remember one scene in particular where the blind bandit, as you call him, he's talking to his henchmen about the robbery.
Mm-hmm.
And he's telling them specifically what times they need to be doing certain tasks.
Yes.
That scene is completely unnecessary.
Yes, it is.
Nobody watching the show cares that Thug 17 is going to need to be grabbing this dollar bill at 9:03. Like, there's no reason for that scene.
No sooner and no later.
Cut that scene out, and you cut out that was like a 3-5 minute scene of unnecessary fluff. And when they do the robbery, when they're actually doing the robbery, that scene isn't mentioned at all. There is no time mentioned at all. The thugs aren't like, oh, we're late. We're not going to be here at 9:03. It was,
oh, yeah.
it was the most ridiculous scene. It's like shows nowadays learn, hey, we're going to rob this bank. There it is.
And they're probably competent bank robbers, which means they don't need to explain to us their whole plot, because
that was literally
care?
The most face palming scene I've ever watched. Like, I don't need to know the exact times you're gonna rob this bank. Anyway, Jelly, run down more of your notes.
Oh, we're forgetting the poor kids plot. The poor helpless kids who need the charity.
Yes.
So throw that thing in there. Also totally unwarranted or needed. But got to prove that Trevette and Walker are good people, I guess. So apparently Walker, not only a Texas Ranger and a ninja, but also professional bull rider. No big deal. Turns out he can ride a bull for like 12 seconds, not just 8. He rides it out. He's amazing.
Well, and that brings us to the next point, is that, like, obviously they're trying to make Cordell be just this, like, ultra super, like, tough but ultra super, like, relatable and sensitive guy. And so they add this bull riding thing because he does the bull riding thing for charity. Which is awesome. But a more concise story would have been that there's this problem with the charity, that, like, somebody's stealing it or something.
Yeah, there's some corruption there, and he could stop it.
Yeah, there's some corruption, and the Texas Ranger is in there, and that's one episode. Like,
it could have been.
Exactly.
It
like,
wasn't.
Jelly, do you agree with me that, like, that would have been a more complete and well-rounded episode if it was just, like, that story alone? Like,
they could have had Trevette's intro be an episode. They could have had the bank robberies be an episode. They could have had the circus incident be an episode. They could have had the charity thing be an episode. I mean, there was so many things here that they threw into one movie-sode because they had the time, maybe. I don't know. But it was so jam-packed with nonsense. It's literally hard to watch. And going back, as someone who loves Walker Texas Ranger, going back and watching this, nostalgia did not help. Like,
I would imagine it wouldn't. Yeah.
I remember.
I bet it'd be
quick
okay if you were
episodes.
watching like a more concise 45-minute episode for sure.
Absolutely.
Because like, correct me if I'm wrong, Jelly, and maybe you agree with this, is that like the bank, like aside from the like, that one scene that we've already talked about with the times, like if you just have that bank robbery and everything having to do around that, you know, getting the bomb guys, them planning to rob multiple banks at the same time, so that the police force is split. Like that is a very good story. Like,
That
and
was a
I
great
even
plot. Yeah.
it was a great plot, and I even liked the villain. I even liked the blind bandit up until that point where he faces Cordell, and he's like, you know, just the wimpiest person in the world.
Yeah. It turns out he's absolutely useless.
Yeah, but other than that, he seems like a good mastermind type deal. He's got a good plan going. He's even got it down to the science of times. And
exactly,
like that,
11:07,
if
you'll
that
be
was
entering the bank.
exactly, like if that was the first episode, it would have gotten Walker Texas Ranger off to a way better start. Now, keep in mind that was the 90s. So I mean, maybe people enjoyed these movie-sodes with a lot of plot threads, but nowadays it doesn't work. It does not work. Like
does not hold up.
This is not good. Doesn't hold up. So
To
anything
be fair,
else you got on this?
the action scenes are absolutely great in it. The fight scenes are super fun, well choreographed. I mean, hysterical at times, but they're good. I mean, if you like that cheesy 90s violence, you're gonna love Walker Texas Ranger. The pulled punches, the fake hits, the flops. They're fantastic. They are everything that you want to see in a 90s fight scene. It's got it all. It's got the weird campy things for those who love Texas, those who think that, you know, law shows are amazing. They've got all those little things. They give a nod to everything. I think in this episode, they just were nodding too much. They wanted to give everything its shake, and it was too much. It was too much. Well, they could shorten it by half.
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you were saying there made me realize what the issue was. They tried to create Cordell's character in one episode. When you can do that throughout many, like, maybe, and I'm talking like big C character. I'm not talking like, you know, this is just the person in the show. I'm talking like his you know, sentimental side, his actual character, like who he is as a person. And as a ranger, they tried to bring that into one episode.
I wonder if maybe they had to. Maybe it was a made-for-TV that they were trying to get pushed into a series.
Maybe.
That would make more sense. But yeah, because I know they did develop his character and his relationships a lot more over the seasons, because I watched almost all. I think I probably watched all of it, to be fair.
Yeah, probably.
And they developed him, Trevette, CD. I'm pretty sure they changed CD into a different person. Different. Yeah, I'm almost positive they have a different character play him after the pilot. Because I didn't recognize this one. The CD that I remember is way older. He looks more like a really fat Colonel Sanders, and this guy was too young, had too much brown in his hair.
I'm looking at IMDb now, and I think it's the same. I think it's the same person.
Really?
Yeah, I'm double checking though here.
Maybe there's a different person then, because there's an all white haired Colonel Sanders looking somebody in there that.
Oh yeah, it's the same. It's the same dude. He's just younger.
He just ages. Oh man.
Yeah.
I apologize to him.
He plays CD from 93 to 99, and this show went to 2000. Right. 2001. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't
get anything else. It was a great series, great show, and this episode didn't do it justice. Please start somewhere else if you're gonna watch the show.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say that to kind of end our conversation here. I know listeners were bagging on this show, and some of you guys might actually thoroughly enjoy this show. But I think Jelly's right. Start at episode 2, maybe, just because this first episode has great moments. It seriously does. It has some good moments where I was started to get invested into the storyline, but at the end of the day, there was just too much. There was just too much in this one episode that they were trying to go for, and it just didn't work for me personally. So this is definitely not a show that I don't think I'm going to. I don't think it would be a waste of time to continue watching, but I just don't see myself going towards it. There's so many other shows, even from the 90s, that have just better storytelling, in my opinion. So, Jelly, any final thoughts?
It absolutely was a different person who played C.D. Parker in the pilot. I just found him. So, Gallard Sartain.
Whatever.
I'm sorry. I couldn't imagine him changing so much that it would look like a different person. So they changed CD. It worked better. They got an older person with a more wise individual. We'll put it that way.
An actual retired one.
Yes. But yeah, I love Walker Texas Ranger. I will always love Walker Texas Ranger. I will still put it on today when there's an episode on, and I'm not doing anything if I want background noise. My wife and I both enjoy it. Obviously, this was her choice. She also grew up with it. We love it. We love the relationships. We love the super campy action 90s of Walker Texas Ranger. If you're thinking about giving it a chance, do it. Just don't start on the pilot.
I agree.
Because you won't want to watch it anymore.
I agree simply because I have watched other episodes of this TV series. I've seen it before, and it is good. It is good. Chuck Norris ain't no slouch. Even though he's just like an action star, some of his content, especially in Walker Texas Rangers, is really good. So, watch out for the roundhouses if you disagree with him.
Just saying. Don't Chuck Norris gonna be like, yeah. If you guys didn't see my Instagram post on it, it's hilarious. There's some Chuck Norrisisms in there about roundhouses.
Yes. So, well, Jelly, this has been a quick one. I think it was a pretty straightforward episode.
It's
Jelly, do you got anything else to plug or anything like that?
Heck no, man. Find me here.
Okay.
90s
Find
first.
you here.
It's where I'm at. I love podcasting. Hey, you know what? Give us feedback and then let us know what you want to hear about. That's really what I want to know. I want to give you guys the things that you want to listen to.
Yeah, give us feedback. Maybe any ideas for any segments during our movies and our 90s TV shows episodes. That would be really, really fun. Once again, take a look at our Twitter and Instagram for a poll here coming up soon. If it's not already up as you're listening to this episode, to figure out what movie we will be doing. My wife has suggested a movie already, so
I need to get on it then.
I think it's a heavy hitter. I think it's a good one.
Did you help with this at all? Should I be worried?
I didn't.
Because you've pretty much smacked me down on every single poll we've had.
Almost.
But Jurassic Park. Literally all but one. Yes.
As well as, just a quick plug, I did write my first video game article on Tony Hawk, the remaster, and that is actually up in public right now as you're listening to this on our Patreon. So go check it out, patreon.com/
He's waiting for me, but I'm not going to say it. The 90s first. Come on now. What are we?
Patreon.com/ the 90s first. Public article there on Tony Hawk and why I am grateful for the remaster. Jelly has read it already. He approves. So
I did. I peer edited it. Not that I'm up here when it comes to English, because my words are bad, people.
The words are hard.
Bad at writing.
Yeah, so go check that out. Also, just a couple other plugs. We've been having some really good conversations in our 90s First Take episodes, so go and check out some of the back catalog on that. We did have Brian Shea from Game Informer on there, as well as other guests such as a good buddy of mine, Sean, as well as Cicero Holmes, who has been on this show before as well. So
and Chris, come on.
Yeah, and Chris Clow as well from the Discovery Debrief. We love those guys over there. So, Jelly, you got anything else? Otherwise, I think let's head out of here.
One more thing. Anyone listening, hey, shout out and reaching out. If you guys want to be on an episode, DM us. Get a hold of us. If you have a microphone or some way to record, a headset with a phone, and you have we'll say, expertise in an episode or a show that you love that's from the 90s, or a movie that you love from the 90s, reach out to us. We are always welcome to have a third person, have the third chair kind of join us in the conversation.
Yeah.
DM us, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, anywhere that you can reach us. And we'd definitely be interested. Not saying for sure that we'll accept, but we'll for sure look.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So anyway, I think that's all. Jelly, thanks for recording with me. You guys, thanks for listening. This is Mike. That's Jelly. We're the 90s first. We'll see you later. Bye.
Let everyone.